Steam Spring Sale is finally here, guys, and it's going on until the 21st of March, meaning you have like a 1 week of time to pick up all these amazing game deals. So if you're a PC gamer like myself, now is probably the best time to pick up some of these amazing game deals. As usual, guys, I'm gonna go through each different price category and show you guys some of the most amazing game deals under $5, $10, $20, and also some other bonus game deals available right now. And before moving on, a quick disclaimer, guys. Steam does support regional price system, meaning some of the prices that you see in this video are going to be a bit higher or lower depending on your local regional price. But don't worry, I'm also going to include some of the other popular regional prices. So without wasting any time, let's get right into it. Alright, starting with some of the best game deals under $5 price point. First, we got an extremely popular first-person shooter, Rainbow Six Siege. This game already on sale most of the time, but right now it's hitting its all-time low price on Steam. So if you want to pick up the game right now, it's 80% off and just goes for $2.99. If you are a fan of racing games, next up we got Need for Speed Deluxe Edition right now goes for 95% off and just goes for $3.49. It's still hands down one of the best looking Need for Speed game you can pick up right now in 2024. Next up we got one of my favorite single player games, which is the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Right now the game is 90% off and just goes for $3.99. Next up we got another pretty underrated single player psychological adventure game, which is the Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. With the Hellblade 2 coming up in 2024, if you haven't played the first game, now is a great time to pick it up. Right now the game is 90% off on Steam, just goes for $1.04. Titanfall 2 has one of the best single player first person shooter campaigns that I have played. I honestly don't know the state of the multiplayer in this game in 2024, but the single player campaign is really awesome. If you want to pick up the game right now, Titanfall 2 Ultimate Edition is right now 90% off and just goes for $2.99. Alright, next up we got Metro series. Basically all three Metro games right now on sale under $5. This will include Metro 2023, Metro Last Light, and also Metro Exodus. And some of these games are already given free on Epic Games Store, so make sure to check out your Epic Games library. You might have it already, but otherwise it's a great single player experience you can pick up right now under $5. If you're a fan of action-packed fighting games, next up we got Mortal Kombat 11. Right now the game is 90% off and just goes for $4.99. Alright, next up we got a pretty cool little stealth action game called Thief Simulator. And believe me guys, right now the game is 90% off and just goes for under $1, just 81 cents. Alright, next up we got one of the most impressive looking single player medieval RPG games that I played over the years, which is a game called Kingdom Come Deliverance. And I believe this game was given free on Epic Games Store sometimes back, so you might have to go ahead and check out your Epic Games library before buying. Nevertheless, the game is right now 80% off and goes for $4.59. Alright, next up we got Mad Max, pretty underrated open world single player game. Even though the game was released back in 2015, still holding up very well in terms of gameplay and visuals. And right now the game is 75% off and goes for $4.99. If you're a fan of survival games, next up we got Stranded Deep, and this is another game that was given free on Epic Games Store, and I really enjoy my time with this game. And right now the game is 50% off and goes for $4.49. Alright, moving on to some of the best game deals under $10 price points, starting with Battlefield 2042. Yes, the game had lots of up and down since launch, but now in 2024, I would say the game is on a pretty good state to play. With the upcoming Season 7, right now is probably a great time to pick up the game. It's right now on sale 85% off and goes for $8.99. Alright, next up we got probably one of my favorite game of all time, which is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Right now the game is 75% off and goes for $9.99, but I recommend you guys to pick up the complete edition with all the DLCs and additional content for $12.49. Moving on, next up we got Dying Light Enhanced Edition. Recently this game was given free on Epic Games Store, but if you missed that chance, right now the game is 70% off and goes for $5.99. Next up we got Devil May Cry 5, one of the best looking hack and slash action games. Right now the game is 67% off and goes for $9.89. It Takes Two is one of the best co-op experience you can have with another friend. Right now the game is 75% off and goes for $9.99. There's also an option called Friend Pass, meaning you don't have to buy 2 copies to play with another friend. You can simply invite him and start playing right away, which is really cool. Alright, next up we got a game that got heavily discounted in the last few months, which is the Need for Speed Unbound. I remember picking up this game for like $30 back in the day, but right now the game is 90% off and just goes for $6.99. Absolutely a steal deal if you wanna pick up the game right now. If you're a fan of first person shooter games, next up we got bunch of games on deal, starting with Doom Eternal. Super fast paced action packed first first-person shooter right now 60% off and goes for $5.19. But if you're into much more of a tactical, realistic first-person shooter experience, next up we got Insurgency Sandstorm. Right now the game is 67% off and just goes for $8.24. And I also want to mention BattleBit Remastered, a polygon-like art style mixed with a Battlefield-like gameplay and massive multiplayer servers up to 250 players, which is insane. Right now the game is 50% off and goes for $7.49. Finally, we got Riders Republic, a massive open world multiplayer racing / sport game from Ubisoft, and right now the game is 75% off and goes for $7.49. Alright, moving on to some of the best game deals under $20 price point, starting with a couple of popular deals. First of all, we got Red Dead Redemption 2. Absolutely no introduction needed, probably one of the best open world games ever made. Right now the game is 67% off and goes for $14.84. Cyberpunk 2077 is also on sale. If you're someone like myself who disappointed at launch, right now the game is in a great state to pick up and play. It's on sale right now 50% off and goes for $14.99. If you're a fan of football games, you can pick up the most recent EA FC 24. Right now the game is 80% off and just goes to $13.99. Next up we got Forza Horizon 5, one of the best open world arcade racing experience you can have right now on PC. Right now the game is 50% off and goes to $16.39, but remember in some of the other regions the actual price is a bit higher, so definitely keep that in mind. Alright, next up we got Dying Light 2 Stay Human Reloaded Edition. I've been playing this game more recently. The game got a massive update with adding guns into the game and bunch of other cool visual enhancement, and you can pick up the Reloaded Edition right now for 50% off and goes for $19.99. Alright, next up we got a couple of awesome deals from PlayStation games, starting with Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition. With the upcoming launch of Horizon Forbidden West, if you haven't played the first game yet, now is a great time to pick up and play. The Complete Edition is right now 75% off and goes for $12.49. Alright, next up we got Days Gone, one of the best open world post-apocalyptic zombie games that I personally played, and the game had a great story to go alongside with it. Right now the game is also on sale 75% off and goes for $12.49. Alright, next up we got System Shock, a classic first-person shooter, got a brand new remastered in 2023. Great action first-person shooter. Right now the game is 50% off and goes for $14.99. If you still haven't played the most recent Far Cry game, the Far Cry 6 is also on sale right now 75% off and just goes for $10.99. Alright, next up I'm going to quickly go through some of the other great game deals available, which I feel like I want to mention in this video, starting with Hogwarts Legacy, the best-selling game in 2023. The game is right now 50% off on Steam and goes for $29.99. Moving on, next up we got Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Yes, the game had terrible performance issues at launch on PC, but nowadays most of the stuff been ironed out with recent patches and update, and the game is right now also 55% off and goes for $31.49. Alright, next up we got Lies of P, a soul-like action game released back in 2023. Right now the game is 25% off and goes for $44.99. Resident Evil 4 Remake is also on sale right now for 25% off and goes for $29.99. Next up we got God of War 2018, absolutely amazing single play game, such an emotional and captivating story. Right now the game is 50% off and goes for $24.99. Dead Space Remake is also on sale right now for 40% off and goes for $23.99. And surprisingly, a fun single player first person shooter that released last year was a game called Robocop Rose City, and the game is right now also on sale for 40% off and goes for $23.99. Well, that's pretty much wrap up today's video, guys, and I hope you guys pick up some amazing game deals during this Steam spring sale. There are thousands of other great game deals available right now on Steam, so I probably make another video covering up some of the other deals, but definitely let us know down in the comment section what games are you going to pick up during this spring sale. As always, guys, if this video helpful, go ahead and drop a like on the video and also subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay safe.